Okay, so we're here with Mr. John Mosley. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I was
For
like to talk to you.
I'm excited to talk to you.
I shouldn't be excited to talk to you. I was excited. I was like, yeah, we definitely kind of pressed to do it. I think of our entire group of people, they like went through how to do like what was it, pick out like 5 questions that we wanted to ask you, and then they would, choose someone, and me and her were just like jumped on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're excited. So we first really wanted to know is just more about you, the individual, not necessarily the barber, the public speaker, but the man that is John Mosley.
Which one up?
Where'd you grow up? Where you from?
Okay.
It's about you.
About me, well, I'm from Long Beach, California. Lakewood, California. That's a neighboring city right next to Long Beach. People look at, when you say you're from Long Beach, they think Snoop Dogg and all that.
That's exactly what
Yeah, right. I'm not from Long Beach, I'm from Lakewood. My mother and father bought a nice house when I was a baby in Lakewood, California, and I'm proud to be from Lakewood, California, and not just representing Long Beach, just Lakewood.
So do you tell people Lakewood or do you tell them Long Beach?
Oh, no.
Or does it depend on who you're talking to?
I'm comfortable with who I am and where I'm from, so I tell people I'm from Lakewood.
Okay.
Everybody think it's Pleasantville, but it's cool.
So are you married? Got any children?
No, I'm not married. I have 2 beautiful children, 7-year-old Jalen and my daughter is Jasmine, which is 10.
Oh.
What school did you go to?
By school, what do you mean, what school?
What barber school did you go to?
Barber school, I went to John Wesley, Cosmetology Barbering School in Long Beach, downtown Long Beach, and that school is still up and running today. And my teacher is still the same teacher that's there right now.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's right. It's pretty dope.
What's the most inspirational thing your teacher taught you? What's the biggest aha moment they gave you?
Honestly, when I was in barber college, I kind of ran from straight hair. I just had the typical mindset of being just your barber, just being in the barber shop, cutting off the African American or curly, extra curly hair, and pretty much that aha moment set off when I got into the real world and realized maybe I shouldn't have ran so much.
Yeah.
But I look back now, he taught me a lot, looking back at it now, as pushing me to be a teacher, because his teaching style is very similar to what I picked up on and how I teach my future professionals or anybody around. I want you to build the confidence within yourself, and I'm gonna just make sure I'm there to help you if you need help. And that's pretty much what he taught me, is just don't be afraid to jump in and just get going and cut hair and do what you do.
Did you always know you wanted to be a leader, a learning leader?
Nah, honestly, I didn't. I didn't even want to cut hair. My whole family does hair. My mother's in the industry, my sister's in the industry. My other sister is an esthetician and a makeup artist. And I was playing college football, and I did not want to be a part of hair because that was like my punishment. My mom used to make me go to the shop and sit down and just sweep hair all day. So as a kid, that was like in the summertime, all of us was kind of bad kids at some point. And so she would be like, you going to the shop with me on Saturday, you gotta sweep. I'm like, come on, man, I can't even go swimming at the park. So I didn't want to do hair, but then I got into it and actually fell in love with it. And I realized once I got good at it that I could probably pursue it as a solid career. This is where I'm at now.
So when did you actually know? If you didn't start out that way, it's kind of like, where was that moment where you was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I wanna just go for it.
I think it was probably once I realized I was about to have a daughter. I had a moment, that self-check moment. Like, I spent all this time in barbering school. Do I continue to look for a job, or do I just graduate barber college and just say jump all in and do it? And I was hired by Toyota, going to work the first day, and I just thought about it and said, you know what, this ain't for me. So I decided to just focus solely on being a barber, and that's how it came about. And I just took that step and didn't be afraid of that fork in the road and just drove my vehicle.
Yes, which is kind of what you gotta do. It kind of sounds similar to where I was. I thought I was going to be like a singer and a dancer, and that's what I did growing up, like from knee-high to a cricket to now. And then my hairstylist is who inspired me. You know, she was so good with color and so good with her cut. I was like, she is awesome at this. Like, I like this. I like anything where I get to be creative. And it kind of was like, you know, what are you going to do now? I can still sing, but it's not like that's going to be my career now. I kind of just let that fall by the wayside. What do I want to do? I want to be able to make people feel beautiful. So, hey, let's go into the industry. And I got a taste for it the first time around, and I loved it. And I knew that I was going to come back to school. I was like, you know, I had to drop out when I did, but I was like, I'm going to come back, and being here is like the best decision that I ever made.
Yeah. No computer will ever take this job away from you. So everybody that go to college to be computer engineers and all that, you're just basically setting yourself up for failure, right? With hair, can't nobody take this. We take it from ourselves. And so, like, I'm glad that I'm able to spread my knowledge and spread, you know, my inspiration to all the future professionals around the industry and around our network, just to let them know, like, hey, you're making the right decision, even though your family might not believe in you. So I'm happy with it. I'm proud of myself for being where I'm at right now.
What was your biggest challenge to overcome?
What was the biggest challenge that I had to overcome? I think as we grow up in life, we always are afraid. We're always afraid to make a mistake. We're always afraid to mess up. We're always afraid that people will look at you differently if you do something out of the ordinary. And I think getting married young was probably the biggest thing I had to overcome when it didn't work out. And I think that made me more of who I am. That helped mold me to understanding, like, life is life. Everything doesn't work out the way it's planned or it was written. You just have to be able to adjust, adapt, and move forward and continue to work through life the way that you believe in yourself.
What helped you get through that time? Like, what inspired you to keep going?
What inspired me to keep going was I knew that I had two beautiful children and I couldn't let them down. I knew that I had to, you know, be a man about the situation, and I knew that I had to just grow, get better, you know, and hopefully that just through that time that me separating myself from a lot of people and pretty much finding out who I am. You know, it takes, when you go through life changes, it takes a lot of self-check. It takes a lot of looking in that mirror and owning up to your mistakes or owning up to anything that you ever may have done or thought that was wrong. And I think that was probably the biggest thing for me. It's like, now I can look in the mirror when I wake up and be like, I'm happy with me. I'm good with who I am. I'm glad I went through everything I went through. And I don't ever blame anybody for anything that happened. You know, I always say I place blame on myself, because when you're in a situation, you have the options to get out and move on, or you have the option to stay and deal with it. And so, as a person, you have to be able to accept any decision you make. So.
We wanted to know when you started public speaking and, you know, how you felt. I guess the first time that you went out there, kind of just told your story, spilled your soul.
You know what's crazy? How do people say I'm a public speaker? I'm a barber. I just tell the truth. You know, I would never say I'm a public speaker. Like, I speak to the public, but I'm not a public speaker. Yeah. Public speaker, they get paid for doing that. I just go out and tell the people the real, because I think so many people are false-led. And they believe a lot of what they see on TV. They believe that, you know, especially in our industry, like, oh, I can make $1 million and I can do this and that. And it's like, but what happens before you get to that point? What happens before, you know, you get to a certain position, you know? And I think that people need to really understand that. When I speak to people, when I go to the high schools and speak to the youth, when I speak to future professionals, or when I'm having conversations with my close friends, I'm letting them know this is real life. This is what happened to me. I can't paint a picture from somebody else. This is what happened to me, and this is what I hope don't happen to you. But if it does, at least you heard my way of getting out of it, and this is how I would hope you deal with the situation at hand as well. So I don't really consider myself a public speaker. I just speak from my heart. When I get on stage to talk to people, I don't have a script. It's what I feel. It's about, life, because today I might speak about something and then 2 hours from now, something might happen. And I might need to speak on that topic for the nighttime. So I just get up and talk life. Like I want people to know that it's not about having a script and saying, oh, this is what I'm gonna talk about. No, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna give you from my heart. And that's every time I talk to somebody, it's from my heart. And I want them to know and understand that I mean everything I said.
So I know people have expressed their feedback in how you inspired them.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us about a time where someone basically let you know or made you feel special because you inspired them?
That happens a lot. I think it's more so when I just had a recent situation at my home school in Costa Mesa where I never met this future professional before in my life, and she just came up and we started talking. And we got on the topic of a mentor. And I basically told her what my description of a mentor is. And it's not just being able to Google this person, find an image, find their bio, find information, and writing a story about somebody you never met. My mentor is, my version of a mentor is finding that person, contacting that person turning around and accepting you. But then as a mentor, when you accept somebody, my vision is that you're their mentor through life. You're not just their mentor because they got to write a paper. You're not just their mentor because they ask you. When I mentor somebody, I like to keep in contact with them. I like to help them through life. If they have any life challenges, call me, talk to me, because that's what a mentor is. It's somebody who helps you through life, not just through that situation or not just right now. And so when I look at that, that was the situation that happened. And like I said, I never knew this future professional before. And, and she sent me an email and explained to me that after talking to me that day, she now found her mentor and knew that she wanted me to be her mentor because she felt like that's what a mentor is. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things. Like I sent that email to my mother, I sent it out to a couple of people because it touched me that you never talked to this person before in your life. And after one conversation, they look at you as somebody that they want to follow, they want to be led by. And to me, that's an awesome feeling. And that was probably one of the situations that was more recent, and like I'm thankful that people are inspired by me. I'm thankful that I'm able to spread my love throughout and people get inspired.
This honor of your career for you, the biggest, it was just like, oh, I can't even believe that this happened, to me, because, I know how you said, who am I?
Yeah.
John Mosley. So what happened to John Mosley that had you stunned? It was just like, oh, wow.
What happened to me in my career that had me feel like, well, wow.
I made it.
I still ain't made it nowhere.
You the man.
I'm still not the man. As of recent, I've been able to work with a lot of people. And right now, I'd probably say I got a phone call to work with Nas. And then, I'm able to work with Kendrick Lamar and TDE. And that's kind of like, you look at the times right now. And Nas is a legend from back in the day and still carrying his legendary status right now. And then you look at Kendrick Lamar, a young kid from a neighboring city, right from my own backyard area, and blessed to be able to be in the presence of both of them hip-hop gurus is an amazing situation. And then, I'm fortunate because I do work with NFL. I work with Major League Baseball. I'm blessed to have so many people that contact me to do things. And, so I think my whole career is like a wow factor because I wake up every morning and I could get a phone call that can change any situation that I'm in. And I'm truly blessed and I'm truly thankful for that because it means a lot to me that I'm highly sought after and highly looked at as one of them go-to guys. And so every time my phone rings with opportunity, it's like me being in Disneyland or a kid being at Disneyland that day, like, oh man, like my mom took me to Disneyland. So every day that kind of situation happens for me is that day. And you know, just period, just waking up every day happy is that day for me.
What about your first celebrity experience? How was that? Were you nervous? Were you like...
Yeah, I was very nervous. I was very nervous just because, like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, you know, and it was just one of them things where you get your first celebrity, you're like, wow, you know, like I did something totally out of the ordinary for myself. So yeah, I was a little nervous, but now when I do celebrities, it's like another person in my chair. It's nothing, no different. Nobody's no bigger. And it's to be quite honest, like my clients every day are my celebrities. You know, I love them guys just as much as I would love anybody else because they honestly are the guys that are taking care of me and my family. They pay my bills, and you know, celebrities, that's great to have, but you need to treat all your clients like celebrities. It's not just the guy that's in the millionaire bracket. It's the guy that's in that couple dollar bracket that's really appreciative for what you do for them. So.
What are your goals for the next 5 years?
What are my goals for the next 5 years? First of all, my first goal is to stay happy. That's most importantly, that's the number one goal is to stay happy. My second goal is to stay true to myself. You know, always stay who I am. Always keep that internal connection with who I know I am. 3 is always take care of my family. You know, always take care of my family. And I consider these goals because a lot of people can't achieve them. And so that's why they're goals for me. And, you know, 4th would probably be just continuing to change the industry that I'm in. Keep motivating people to, you know, change their life and be better for who they need to be better for, which is their self. That's why self is a goal. And then 5 is just to build an empire. You know, I'm building my own brand, which is Popular Nobody. And so just to continue to build my brand, because it's not about me per se being a popular nobody. It's about a lifestyle that everybody is. Everybody in America is a popular nobody. So when people look at me, I don't want them to just be like, oh, that's popular nobody, because if they look at themselves in the mirror, that's a popular nobody, you know. And so I think that's it, just building my brand, getting my brand bigger, and, you know, making a movement even bigger for people to just understand, just stay you, be who you are.
So tell us more about the brand and that venture for you.
The venture is just, my work has been everywhere. And if you look at my Instagram, you don't really see that. You don't see me blasting who I'm with or what I'm doing. It's because it's not about that. The thing about me is staying true to me, and my Popular Nobody brand is where you take your success but put it back somewhere where nobody recognizes it. And so I do a lot of work within the community and stuff like that. So the whole brand is just that you put back into the community, you know, and do things for other people. And you do it not to get noticed for it. You do it just because that's who you are. And that's kind of like where the brand came from. It's the guy who created the Boys and Girls Club. He's a popular nobody. Albert Einstein. Nobody knew him, but we all know Albert Einstein. He's a popular nobody. Mark Zuckerberg, creator of Facebook. He's a popular nobody. You know, Tom from MySpace. You don't know Tom, but as soon as you signed on MySpace, he was your first friend, right? And so that's the whole concept behind it, is that, you know, just doing what you love to do because it's you. Don't do it because you're looking for any type of recognition. Do what you do because you love giving back. You love doing what you do. That's basically where the brand comes from, and that's basically what the movement is behind the brand. Just stay humble, stay hungry, and be a popular nobody.
Female barber right now, cut your hair.
I actually had one female barber cut my hair before, and her name, or a couple, honestly. But my homegirl Tracy Love. Tracy used to work with Andis, and she was probably one. I just like her vibe. Like, she a cool chick. You know, and I think like a lot of things that happen in this world, people try to use sex to sell. And if you're a female barber, I don't think you should sell yourself the sex symbol. what you should show yourself as somebody who worked hard to get very talented at what they do, and then that's when men be like, oh, cool, and respect you for what you do and not for how you look.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest thing with female barbers. I would love to see more female barbers not use their body to try to get men, but use their talent, use their God-given gift to be better at what they do.
You know you were supposed to be asking us questions. That's how we came in here, and he was like, what if I switched it up? And I'm asking you questions.
Okay,
Do you have any questions for us? I mean, remember, we're only students.
Yeah, right.
Keep that in mind.
Right. So, what is it about me that inspired you guys?
I want to be a barber. I want to be able to touch anything that I can touch. I'm just like, you know, I consider myself to be very well-rounded. And sometimes it ain't about what you know, but it can be about who you know. And I just want to inspire people the same way that I feel like you inspire people. Mm-hmm. And that's why I said you could be my mentor.
So, what inspired? Why you want to interview me? What about me inspired you?
You're very good with barbering and men's cutting. You have a lot of talent, and that's what originally inspired me. And the more I talk to you, the more I realize how deep you are, how you've thought about life a lot, and I can sense how much of a struggle you could have had. And I don't understand it because we're two different people, and I haven't experienced your life. But I feel like sometimes, like when I'm listening to you, I can hear a lot of myself, and I think that's a really good thing to relate to. I don't know. I'm really excited because I think that you can make a really good mentor for me too.
That's awesome. Yeah, you know. I just think that it's awesome to hear what people think about me, because y'all didn't know me from Adam. Y'all wouldn't know me anywhere. So when you said you are something, like, no, I'm nobody. Because honestly, you didn't know me. You know, y'all don't know me.
I made a point to know you, and now we feel like
now we feel connected,
really
right?
know you now.
We good right now. We're all in.
So we know now.
Yeah, but you know that I'm glad that you guys see that, and that's what inspired you guys to want to, you know, question me and ask me and interview me about who I am and what I'm about, because I think the true story behind the person is when you talk to them, not about what you see. Mm-hmm. Life is different on social media than what it is behind social media, and I keep my behind social media, you know, and so that's awesome. I like to hear, you know, that you guys are inspired by me, and it's awesome. It's a great feeling, you know, that you guys look up to me, and that means I'm doing something right. So I'm gonna continue to do right.
To close out our interview today, or our conversation, I feel like, I don't really feel like this was an interview. I feel like it was a conversation, and I really did feel like I got to know you. Mm-hmm. What would you give as your final message to people just coming in, our students, you know, other barbers, people who look up to you? What is that final message that you want to give to us?
Not just them, I mean, like to everybody who likes to be creative, artists, everybody.
To everybody, just be creative, be who you are. Pull that inner energy out of you and continue to grow. Continue to be that creative person. Continue to not be afraid to try new limits and push yourself. Push yourself to the max, and don't be afraid to be great. One thing I always tell people is that fear stops greatness. Fear is something that we're taught, and that's not something that live in us. So if you're afraid to fail, that means what? You're afraid to succeed, because every failure equals greater success, because you learn something out of that life lesson. So just don't be afraid to fail, you know, just grow. Take it as a learning opportunity, grow and be better. Love who you are, love yourself, love the people in your life and the people that surround you, and let that be a driving force. Let love be a driving force, let happiness be that driving force, and, you know, don't sweat the small stuff. Keep it happy. That'll be it. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you a hug, because I'm a hugger. Thank you. It was very nice meeting you.
Right on. Same here. Thank you guys. Thank you.